Welcome to part 13 of our IVF journey. For anyone who wants to see our IVF journey so far, you can watch parts 1 to 12. In this episode, I will be doing the ER8 test. I have had 3 failed embryo transfers so far in 2025. And so we are now looking into see if there are maybe some issues causing the implantation failures on my side. But I am doing the ERA test in this episode, so stay tuned to find out what happens. Waiting for these tests to be approved has been a long time coming. My last embryo transfer was last August. We had to go through several consultations and appointments. My birthday has come and been, Christmas has come and been, but now we are finally starting back up and doing the ERA test. It is the morning of the ERA test. This morning I've been out to walk the dog and I've had a body shower. I'm going to get changed very soon. We're leaving in about an hour. An hour before the ERA test, I will be taking 1 gram of paracetamol. Just helps with the pain, it's recommended, or I think it's 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. Then I will also be drinking about a litre of water. It's good to have a full bladder ahead of the ERA test. It just helps the doctors to be able to see everything more easily on the ultrasound. And before the ERA test, we will also be doing a pregnancy test just to make sure that I am definitely not pregnant ahead of the ERA test. I will be taking you along with me for the day, and we will both find out what it's like to get an ERA test and what that experience is like. But first of all, what is an ERA test? It stands for Endometrial Receptivity Analysis. And long story short, it shows whether the embryo transfer should be in fact done on that day for future embryo transfer cycles, or if maybe it should be done a day beforehand or a day afterwards. Basically, it's looking at the uterine lining to see if it's receptive enough. That's it in short. An ERA test takes a biopsy of the uterine lining. So it takes a small little tiny piece of the uterine lining and it's sent to a lab. It takes a minimum of 4 weeks for the test results to come back. And we'll see if everything is normal or if maybe we can adjust the protocol a little bit and hopefully have a successful implantation in future. According to my documents that I was given by my clinic, it says ERA establishes the time when the endometrium is receptive and reports the optimal time for a personalized embryo transfer. What does today look like? The actual procedure should only take 15 to 20 minutes. It is basically very similar to an embryo transfer if you've had one of those before. You put on the gown, I believe, go into the same room, and instead of transferring an embryo, you take a small biopsy of the uterine lining instead. And then afterwards, you have to go and treat yourself. So I think we might be going to Taco Bell for the first time, and then maybe I'll get myself a nice top or something afterwards. You know, it's important to treat yourself. But that's enough of that for now. Let's go and find out how today goes. Come on. I was booked in for the ERA test at 1:20 and we arrived half an hour beforehand with a full bladder. Before the test, I had to take a urine pregnancy test and that came back negative. Surprise, surprise. We were brought into the waiting space and I changed into a gown. We're taking everything off from the waist down. I have now completed the ERA test. It will take a minimum of 4 weeks to get the results. I have another consultation with the fertility doctor end of March, so hopefully we will hear the results then. So what was the ERA test actually like? Well, it took probably less than 10 minutes in total. I would like to put up a little warning here now. I will get a little bit, well, you might not want to hear the rest of it, so maybe just skip this part if you are just about to do an ERA test. Just for all of like 10 seconds, it was painful. It was uncomfortable. I didn't have any sedation. Yeah, it was sore. Uncomfortable for, like, very uncomfortable. But it only lasted for 10 seconds. You can make it through 10 seconds. After the biopsy, the nurse asked me if I'd like to see it. And I said yes. I should not have said yes. She held up a little test tube about that size with some of my flesh inside it. Yeah, that's something I can't get out of my head. Anyway, look, it's done now and hopefully it will help towards our baby. Well, that's all from me on the ERA testing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you're going through it yourself soon, let me know. If you have done it, also let me know. Maybe everyone's experience is different, I don't know. Stay tuned. We will be doing the hysteroscopy test soon too, so let's see how that goes. I am quite nervous for that. I will be put under sedation for that. So yeah, look, fingers crossed we're getting closer to a successful pregnancy.